There's an entire generation that grew up without participation trophies, without constant validation, without anyone telling them they were special just for showing up. If you're Gen X, born roughly between 1965 and 1980, you came of age in a world that simply didn't applaud effort alone. And psychologists are starting to realize this absence of external validation created something unexpectedly resilient. You grew up in what researchers call the ignored generation. Your parents, many of them dealing with their own economic pressures in dual-income households, practiced what we'd now call benign neglect. You were latchkey kids who let yourselves into empty houses after school. Nobody was tracking your every move or curating your childhood for social media that didn't exist yet. You just existed, without commentary, without constant feedback loops telling you how you were doing. This created a psychological profile that's genuinely distinct. Without external validation as your primary metric, you developed what psychologists call an internal locus of control. Research published in the Journal of Personality and Social Psychology shows that people who develop self-assessment skills independent of external praise tend to have more stable self-esteem and better resilience during setbacks. You learned to validate yourself because nobody else was going to do it for you. Consider what this meant practically. When you failed at something, there wasn't a parent rushing in to tell you that you were still amazing, that the system was wrong, that you deserved better. You just failed, sat with it, and figured out what to do next. That sounds harsh by today's standards, but it taught you something crucial. Your worth isn't determined by outcomes or other people's opinions. But here's where it gets complicated. This lack of applause also created what some Gen Xers describe as a persistent feeling of being overlooked. You watched boomers dominate the cultural conversation, then suddenly millennials became everyone's focus. You were always in between, always dismissed as cynical or apathetic, when really you were just realistic about what to expect from the world. The absence of praise shaped your relationship with achievement in unexpected ways. Many Gen Xers are high performers who don't need recognition to stay motivated. You do things because they matter to you, not because someone's watching. Research on intrinsic motivation suggests this might actually be healthier long-term than achievement driven by external validation, which can become addictive and unstable. What defines Gen X isn't bitterness about the lack of applause, it's the quiet competence that comes from learning your worth isn't up for debate. You were raised without constant affirmation, and somehow you turned out fine. Maybe better than fine, because you learned early that the only validation that actually matters is the kind you give yourself. Subscribe for more psychological videos.